Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Arya, one of the placement coordinators in the Information Science Department at NI. Today, we are here back with another edition regarding getting a master's degree. And today we have with us Prajwal, who's from the Electronics and Communication Department, who's going to interact and give us certain tips and hacks about getting into a master's. So firstly, Prajwal, when did you first start thinking about getting into a master's degree and what actually motivated you to take up that path?
I started thinking about masters when I was in my second year of engineering. So basically, our placement was supposed to start in the third year, and then that was when I had to choose between placements and masters. And my parents were the first ones who wanted me to do masters, and then that idea grew into larger picture, and then I talked to a few of my seniors, and then researched a bit on the internet and saw the job opportunities after doing masters, and that is why I decided to do masters and in a specialized course, of course.
Okay, that's great. And pertaining to your profile and the field that you are into, what countries did you apply for?
I actually applied only to Germany. I have friends who have applied to Australia and US as well, but I stuck with Germany. All the colleges I applied were in Germany.
Okay, and what are the exams that you usually need to take up for getting a master's?
So basically, there are two types. One are the Scandinavian countries. They include Germany and Italy and Netherlands, those kinds. So basically, for these kinds, GRE is not an essential requirement. You just have to show them a language proof, which you can do either if it's an English or German if they want it. But for other countries like Australia and US, you are supposed to take GRE, and it's pretty much mandatory in almost all colleges to show your GRE marks.
Okay, and you just mentioned about the language proficiency that you have to show. And most of us know that it's either IELTS or TOEFL when it comes to English. So which one is better? There's a lot of confusion amongst the students.
I had the same confusion. But to tell it in a very crisp manner, if you are applying only to US, consider TOEFL. So in US, TOEFL is considered in a high regard compared to IELTS. But if you are applying to any other countries, you have to go with IELTS. In almost all European countries, they consider IELTS, and in many colleges, they don't even consider TOEFL. So if you're applying anywhere outside the US, then IELTS is a better option, I would say.
Okay, and moving ahead, what are the other documents that are required so that you can apply?
So there are many essential documents which are required for masters. One would be a transcript. A transcript is basically a sheet which has almost all you, like whatever you have studied, all the subjects, the grade you have got, all those will be in a single sheet. It is basically like a club certificate of all your semesters. So that is very essential. Apart from that, you need to have at least 2 or 3 letter of recommendations, either from 2 lecturers or from one lecturer, one manager, if you are working. So something like that. You have to have one letter of motivation, which you have to write it on a note. It's basically like an essay, which you can use to tell why you are interested to do that particular course in that particular university in that country. So all these three are very required, and of course the language proficiency, depending on where you are applying to.
So that was literally the brief application process. Okay. So how do you get to know about the results? Like once you apply for the colleges, when you get shortlisted or rejected?
So almost all the foreign universities, they give you your results via mail. So you apply if you are applying to US, you have to send them like hard copy. You have to mail them. So mail as in hard copy, and then they would reply you in your email. If you're considering Germany, then most of the application processes are online. So in that case, also they will reply you via mail.
And is it better to go through a consultancy or do it by yourself?
If you're going to US, I would suggest you go through the consultancy. It's not like you have to go. If you have any friends or seniors who have already done it, you can always refer to them. But applying to US is pretty hard because you have to send the documents, and it is also costly compared to Germany. Because in Germany, it's most of the colleges it's online application, so you don't have to send the hard copies. So if you have to mail some hard copies from here to US, it is somewhere around 4.5 to 5K. So if you're applying to 6 universities, that becomes 30K there only. And then apart from that, you have to pay the college fees and all. So if you're going through uh, anywhere other than the European countries, getting a consultancy would be a better option. But for Germany or any European countries, it's not at all required.
Okay, that's great. So keeping in mind the expenditures is also important when
Yeah.
you're applying for masters. Lastly, what is the procedure once you get the admission into a particular university?
Okay. So you will get your admit. If they will reply to you, even if you are accepted or rejected, they will reply to you to your application via mail. If you are admitted, you have to. I will only speak about Germany because I don't know much about US. So in Germany, once you are selected, you have to take a loan. You have to deposit. You have to. There's something known as a blocked account. So you have to show 10,400 euros in that blocked account. So you can take a loan, or if you can fund it somehow, you can. You have to just open a bank account and you have to block it, and then you have to transfer the money, and that you have to go and reopen once you go to Germany. So that is the first step, and then with the financial proof that you can afford, and with the acceptance letter and a few other documents, you have to go to the visa office and get your visa, and basically that's it after that. And then you have to go there, and then you have to also take in mind that you have to have travel insurance, health insurance before you go there. So that is very much required. So there are many websites for you to search them and get to know them better.
Okay, and just another random question is, when did you start preparing for this, the examination stuff?
So basically, I gave only one examination, that is IELTS. So I prepared like 20 days to 25 days maximum. It didn't require much preparation. It's basically a normal comprehension. If you're pretty good at English, then it's not such a big deal. So yeah, that's it. 25. I didn't write GRE or any other exams as such.
Okay, any particular tips or informative things that you want to share apart from
Particular
this?
tips. Okay. If any of you want to apply to Germany or any universities in Germany, you can contact me on Facebook. I will also leave you my Skype profile. You can contact me in any of those ways. And particular tips would be start applying as soon as the application opens. Don't keep it to the end. Application usually opens during November, December, and in January for some colleges. But for some colleges, it also opens in May. So you have to choose the colleges. If you're choosing for Germany, there's a website called daad.de. That is where you'll find all the information about all the universities in Germany. So start applying as soon as you can and collect all the documents. Most importantly, you have to collect all the documents required before applying.
Okay, so that was really great, Prajva. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us. So that's it. We're done with the session and hope you all found it informative.